Good morning. I hope everybody's having a fabulous day. It's a weekend, yay. They're my favorite parts, even though I don't work anymore. I'm retired, so, oh well, that's okay. Let me see if I'm coming up. Oh, Sharon is here, yay, Sharon. So, yay. All right, got my, and Barb too. Oh, hello ladies, good morning. I hope you're all ready to see some new ideas. I am kind of chilling. I got a lot to do today, but that's okay. I'll get there. It's not going anywhere, and if I don't get it done today, I can just move it to tomorrow. I'm excited to share the cards with you today. I went back through because I didn't want to use the same stamp sets. I want to show you a variety of stamp sets, and then you can just use the sets you have to do the same thing. So I went through and I made a list of all the ones I've used so far. You have no picture. Barb, do you have a picture? Sharon, go out and come back in. Sometimes there's a glitch. I'm going to keep going because mine's showing up on my iPad. Oh, okay, Sharon, yeah, go out and come back in. It's you. I was like, mine's showing up on my iPad, so. So, is everybody excited it's the weekend? I know we're all retired, so it doesn't really matter, but I still like the weekend. I don't know why. It's just one of those things. Maybe it's because Sunday mornings I get to sleep in. It's the only day I do. We walked this morning. It was a short walk. It wasn't hot. It's been so horrible. Oh, yay. It's been so horribly hot here that even walking in the morning, it drains you really bad. So the past 2 days have been cool, but then it's going to get hot again. So I'm not certain about that. Yay! Well, good for you, Lynn. I'm glad you got a new computer so that you can check it out. Now it says there are 4 people in here. I wonder if the other one is me on my iPad. So we'll see. I don't know. My phone says 3, but I bet it's, nope, somebody dropped out. Don't know who. All right, well, that's okay. All right, but you've been swimming though, right, Lynn? Hi, Kim. Yeah, I think you've been swimming. The couple of times I've seen you've been going in and swimming. Well, we do water aerobics 2 days a week too, so that's been fun. Yay, you made it. So, but I thought the water was fabulous last week. They all thought it was too hot, but when they say it's cool, I mean that it's perfect for them, that it feels good, it's too cold for me. But, oh well, you know, what can I say? I'm always cold. Oh, you have to reserve a lane? Wow, that's odd. Is that because of COVID that you have to reserve so they don't have but so many people there at a time? Who knows? Our pool is in the development, so we have 2 lanes for laps. So if we get there and nobody's swimming laps, we can use those lanes for water aerobics. But if they're swimming in it, we have to stay in a smaller area. It's kind of nice when they're not in that lane because it gives us a little bit more room for when we're moving around. But we make it work. Some of us stay on the deep end and just kind of walk around down there when we're doing the walking and all. But it'll be fun. I keep going, but Mondays and Wednesdays after walking and then that class, I am exhausted. It's like, I can't wait for nighttime to come to get in bed. So I did something the other day I have never done in so long. I took a nap because usually I don't take naps because if I do, I can't sleep at night. but my body said, you need a nap. So I took a real short power nap, and then I was fine. I could go to bed at night, because usually if I take a nap, I'm up till 2 o'clock in the morning because I can't go to sleep. So I love naps, but they don't like me. Oh, okay. Well, that's not too bad. You got some exercise. So, are you guys ready for today's card? Do you have your favorite beverage ready to go? I have mine, all nice and hot. And I'm up here in my craft room, and I'm freezing, and I freeze in my house. But that's just me. So I just wear longer. I wear like long sleeve shirts. I know. I go outside and I have a long sleeve shirt on it. People look at me like, oh, what is your problem? I know they're all thinking she's sick, but I'm not sick. I'm always cold, always. So I just dress for it. If I had my choice, my house would be set at probably about 78, but it gets too humid in here that I can't do that. So I just deal with it and put on more clothes. All right. Let me take one more drink, and I'm going to put my drink down and flip this camera around. Love my tea in the morning. Hey, Tina! You made it just in time. Okay. All right. All right, let's see if I can get this set up now without too much difficulty. I have my stool over here so I can stand up here and see if it's even. I think I got it. Oh, yes, I do. Good. All right, let me move this out of the way so I don't kill myself, because I always end up doing that. Okay. Hey, Betty Ann, you made it in. Full house this morning. I have been focusing on the Regal's Designer Series paper because that's the paper in my August inspiration in the mail. This paper has some great patterns. I never thought I would use all of them, but I have found that there are times when some work better than others. So I have used it. In fact, my stack is my paper stack is really small. I've used it so much. I didn't think I would, but I have. So that's the paper I am using. I only have it on, no, I have it on 2 cards. And then the other thing that is part of my online class is the greenery embossing folder. And this is one of them. And I am using this one today. This one looks like leaves all over, and I love it. It's a nice background. Hey, Kathleen. So with that, my stamp set that I'm using is Tasteful Touches, and I use the flower, the leaf spray, and the You Are So Special. I just really like that sentiment. And here's the clean and simple card. Really not difficult. I did do some masking, so I'll show you that with it, because I have my little mask right here. And I know a lot of people use Post-it notes for masking, but I found several years ago, it was, I think, Jennifer McGuire, who talked about repositionable, I'm getting it, removable ID labels. And I got the full sheet, the 8.5 by 11. This is really good stuff to use for masking. I love it. It's, how many were in here? It had 25 sheets in here, so that'll be around for a while. So I created a mask with that. And the good thing about it is Post-it notes get soaked so quickly. And I find that this doesn't. You can use it several times. Okay, make sure it's inked up good. All right, so I'm going to stamp my image down here. like so. And then here is my mask. And I will tell you, when you do this, you want to cut this out on the lines, and you'll see why. Because when I put this down, you're going to still see part of the image of the flower. And the reason being is, if you do that, you don't get, with Post-it notes, if you don't cut it out, I want to move this back just a little bit. You want to be able to see part of that stamp up there. Oh, that's got something on there didn't dry. Oh, I know. It was probably the piece underneath that I hit that wasn't dry. Then you're going to take, I got a paper off to the side, I'm making sure. And you're going to stamp your image like so. And by cutting that, good morning, Amanda, that label so close, when you take your mask off, what happens is you don't have that line. And see, my ink wasn't quite dry on this. I should have waved it a little bit. But it gets right up to the edge. So keep that in mind. When you're creating a mask, cut it on the line and then have it just inside the line. And you won't get that space. And now we need our sentiment. All right, and I'm making sure that these are inked up. Once they're inked up, we're good. All right, and I need to get this on there, and hopefully this is straight because I'm not looking at it straight down. Woohoo! Yes, it is. All right, so there's our clean and simple card. Not bad, great, but maybe you have a little bit more time and you want to step it up. So what I did was I pulled in some other products and I created this one. And I don't have the measurements, but it is going to be a post that'll come up at 11:30. I don't know why I did it. I created them for the thing, but I didn't create my papers up here. Totally forgot. All right, but this one uses some of the Designer Series paper. It also uses some of the Ornate Garden Old Olive ribbon, and it used some of the gold glitter gems, gold glitter enamel dots, which are also part of my class next month. And what you do is your card base, and I'm going to get this one out of the way, and we'll focus on this one. Your card base is Rich Razzleberry, and it is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. All right. Then you have a piece of Whisper White, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. And then you have a piece of the the Blackberry Bliss. This is the wood grain pattern, and this one is, I think it's 3 by 5, 3.5 by 4 3/4, 3.5 by 4 3/4. I missed my papers up here. All right, let me see. I watched another video. I'm not fast enough on my flick backs, but that's what you're supposed to do. And see, that keeps it. I'm going to twist it, but that's the key. Low, pull it up, and twist. And that keeps the glue at the end, so that the next time you go to use it, it works. Now, when I put this down, I always look at it. See, this to me looks like it's right side up. This to me looks like it's upside down. So it just depends on what you like, which way you do it. But there was one piece I looked at, and I was ready to put it down. I went, this is upside down, so I had to flip it around. Now you're going to take your ribbon. Oops, we were supposed to attach it to that piece. Well, we're going to modify this one. We're going to do it a little different. You can either attach it to your Designer Series paper, or in my case, because I messed up, I'm going to attach it to the whole panel. And I'm going to use some tear and tape to get it on there. All right, now let's see, right about there. And I cut this bigger than it needs to be, but I don't know where I'm going to put my ribbon, and I want to make sure I have enough to catch the ribbon. So I cut them longer than I need them to be. All right, there we go. Now, what I do to attach my ribbon, I know a lot of people try and do it this way and attach both ends, but I don't. I put it where I want it and I attach the one. Then I keep it facing me, pull it tight, hold this area once I get it straight, and stick it down. So many people try to wrap it to both sides and it ends up getting off, so I don't do that. I just do it this way. All right, so now we're ready to attach this to our card base. Oh, I didn't burnish it. It didn't come up very well. All right, now let's see. See, last time I did it, it didn't stay on the end. All right, there we go. Of course, then when you get it on your fingers, this, I'm telling you, this stuff is really sticky. All right, twist. Down, up, twist. I guess I'm going to have to say that. Down, up, twist. The other thing is I'm used to doing it this way, and you can't. It's almost like it's laying down on the paper, and to get it to run. So it is a little bit different than what you're used to. So there is a learning curve, but at least I'm figuring out all the ins and outs before you order it. All right, so we got our card base ready to go. The next thing I did was I took the Stitch So Sweetly dies, and I used the third one down, and I cut out a piece from the Whisper White, and because this should have gone on, I'm going to slide it underneath. There's always a way to fix it, and I'm going to put a piece over here. I do good for a while, and then I'm not getting the angle right. I know that's the issue. There it goes. So, all right. And I just put that on the wrong side. Oh, well. Good thing we have a eraser. I'll have to get that off afterwards. All right. So, there's our card so far. Now you want to stamp your image, your flower, on scrap paper and cut it out. And remember, leave a little bit of an edge around it. And then this is going to go on with dimensionals. And I have a bunch cut, so it's ready to go. Oh, I didn't stamp. Jeez, I forgot to stamp. Okay, well, guess what? We're gonna use the mask and put it on here so that I don't mess up. My flower's going to go right about there. All right. So then this, I'm going to stamp it like that. And that's messed up because it has the glue there. All right, so we've got that. Now I can take this off. Good thing I had that mask done, huh, ladies? I'm nervous today. I don't know why. Usually I'm not. Usually it's not a big deal to me. All right, I'm going to move this, and I'm going to move it up a little bit because when I go to take that glue off, it's going to take off the ink. And that way you won't notice it that much. All right, the next thing I did was I stamped my sentiment, and then I fussy cut around it. I kind of wanted a shape. So I just did the shape. I followed the sentiment and just cut around it. And the beauty of that is it doesn't have to be perfect. It's whatever shape you want to make it. So I'm gonna get rid of this. And I put dimensionals on the back, and then I'm gonna put this up here like so. And I'm gonna pull in the glue enamel dot, the gold glitter dots, enamel dots. And now there's a trick to this. Don't try to go under it. They're stuck down really, really hard. And what will happen is you will separate the top from the back. And then, oh, I'm so glad, Lynn. I get on here and I start making mistakes and I go, oh my gosh, girl. You want to bend it so you pick it up. And the reason being is once you separate that back from that glitter dot, there's nothing you can do because the color is actually on the piece of glue on the front of the glue dot. So just make sure you just kind of bend this. There's a couple of ones we have that this is the best way to put it on, is to bend it and stick your pokey tool underneath. And then I tied my bows ahead of time because you guys don't need to see me do this. And all you need is to attach it with a glue dot. All right. And I just put the bow there. And now there's the stepped up version. So I went from this to this. All right, we're going to go from this to this. So I still used the paper, but in a smaller piece, but I changed the orientation and added some extra things. So let me pull in all my pieces. The first thing you need is your Whisper White card base, and it's 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. I'm going to give myself a crisp fold. Oh, thanks, Lynn. Now, you want to take and stamp your leaves down the side. And this is easy to do because all you have to do is take the top of the leaf and keep it inside of the card. So I'm just going to kind of stamp it straight down. And you can add as many or as few as you want. I think I'm going to kind of angle this one so I get some in there. All right, and then I'm going to flip this around. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to angle that first one so I get more in there. And I'm just stamping it all the way down. So I've used the same image, but this time I took and I put it down the edge. Then I took a piece that was 2.5 by 2.5 by 5.5, and I used that embossing folder, which I've set somewhere, and I don't know where I put it. Oh, I know where it is. It's back here. And I put this in here, and I embossed it. This is going to go straight down the middle. So it doesn't matter that your leaves overlapped or anything. Since this is embossed, you want to use the tear-in tape. So I go all around the edge with it because there's not a whole lot of surface area for the glue to grab onto. And I must have set this. Yep, I did. I set it in the glue, the ink. So now I've got ink on it. So by using the tear-in tape, it just gives it more surface area a lot of the glue would go down in the indentation part if you used your liquid glue, and you stand less chance of it coming up using the tear-in tape. All right, just remember to burnish your ends really good, and then you're gonna stick your pokey tool underneath and pull it off. And I'm gonna stop there because I'm gonna show you a hint. All right, I know a lot of you, if you're like me, you struggle with getting things straight. So here's what I'm going to show you to do. Now, I've shown this in workshops, but it's been a while since we talked about it. Take your piece, pull up some, and push it to the side. All right? So you're just folding it back on the side. You would do the same thing with this one, but I forgot. All right? Then what you want to do is, and I'm going to hold this side so it doesn't stick down. You've only got a couple of areas where your stuff will stick down. So then you can take and line it up and get it straight. And then you push it down. And then with these pieces that are hanging out, you just carefully pull it out, push it down, and you've stuck your image, your panel down straight. So just pull back a section and use it that way. I'm glad I remembered to show you that, but let's get rid of this one so we can have some more room. So there's our card so far. Then I took the layering circles dies, and I had it sitting out here somewhere. I used this is the largest set, the next set down. And I used the largest one there. All right, so that's how you do that one. And I don't know where my circle went. It's probably hidden over here underneath all my stuff. This is going on an embossed piece, so again, I use the tear-in tape, if I can find the beginning, and I'm just going to stick a piece in the middle and another piece, and this has that ink on it. I'm going to have to be careful because I've got it on my hands. Where's my towel? Here it is. I keep getting it. I'm getting it on my hands, which means I'll get it on my card if I'm not careful. All right, I think I've got it to the point where it's not going to go anywhere. All right, burnish your ends real good, and then take your backing off. It's funny that you guys like the third one because usually it's the middle one that everybody likes. Now, I'm going to put my tape going across. You can put it whichever way you want, but I figured why not? It would just lay better that way. Now you're going to take your your flower, stamp it twice, and fussy cut them out. This one goes on flat. See if I can get it to come. Nope. I think I'm going to order the Seal Plus and try that one and see. I know other people use it all the time without any issue, but I'm having issues with it. Maybe it's operator error. Could be. With me, I wouldn't be surprised. And the other one, you're going to put on with some dimensionals. All right. Take your backs off with your pokey tool. Those went flying. Okay. I'm making sure my ink doesn't go anywhere. All right, and then I angled this one out. We're going to add some of our glitter dots, and remember, push it back so that it pops up. Stick your pokey tool underneath. And these are actually graduated sizes. I think it's like these two are large, then there's a little bit smaller, and then a smaller, and then a tiny one. So just kind of use the ones that you like. So, and I'm going to put a middle one down here. I can't go too low. And I took and tied another bow that I'm going to take. All right, I like the front of this better. I always look at the front. Yes, you can, Kathleen. I have the jury's still out, Sharon. I'm going to try the other one to see. Yes, Kathleen, you can keep reusing it. I had used this one to make my sample card, and then I used it today for it. So I've used it twice, but it's still sticky. I mean, it's still sticky. So as long as it's sticky, you can reuse it. I've reused mine 4 and 5 times. And now for our sentiment, I cut a piece of the same wood grain pattern, and this piece is 1 1/4 by 2 3/8. And I stamped my sentiment, and then I cut it down so that it ends up being like 2 1/8 by 1 inch. I used a scrap, and then I just cut it down. And then this piece, yeah, see, there is a trick to it, and I can't get the trick, so I'm going to try the other one. They say the other one doesn't do that. It's easier. It's the Seal Plus. So I think my next order, I'm going to order the Seal Plus and try it. And then this I'm going to put on. Oh my goodness, that is crooked. Let's see how. Okay, got it over some. I was wondering how. Oh my gosh, that's worse. Thanks, Barb. I cannot figure out what I'm doing wrong here today. All right, well, I'm just going to take the whole thing off if I can get it off. Usually you can't get it off of, got it, DSP. But I must not have stuck it down real good. All right, that's better. Whoa, I cannot believe it. All right, now I'm going to put that on with dimensionals also. And it's another. I cut a bunch beforehand, so you didn't have to wait while I cut it. All right, ladies, almost there. Despite all the mistakes, but it just goes to show, it doesn't matter how long you've been crafting, you know, mistakes happen. So you just kind of find a way to embellish it and fix it. Okay, so there's the third card. So we went from clean and simple to stepped up to stepped up wow. Yes, I don't usually demonstrate doing that in here, but if I was going to, I would take the Kim, because this one, I can do it on this one. This one's white. But what I would do is I would take my image, the flower, and I would stamp it down here in the corner, like so. And I'm going to grab an envelope. And then I would take an envelope and I would stamp the flower there. So I do that with all the cards. I do it more on my blog than I do in my lives, but I always do the inside in the envelope also. Okay, so it looks like number 3 might be the favorite. How about the rest of you? Which is your favorite? I think I'm gonna play with that. Oh, see, it's got ink on it, so it's gonna make a mess. I may have to find a way to embellish that. Add another gem on there or something. That one may end up with more gems. Number 1, clean and simple. Number 2, clean and simple stepped up. Number 3, stepped up wow. Sometimes I do the greenery and sometimes I don't. You would have to mask that. But you know, that's just a way to the paper and the embossing folder are not part of the Tasteful Touches bundle. So, but I just wanted to show you that, you know, use what you have. This could easily be done with any embossing folder you have. I just happen to choose that one since that's going to be part of my class. So, and then you can make a clean and simple card. You could have easily stamped the flower on there twice. I just did it once. And I probably I could have done it twice and added more leaves, but there it is. Done. Despite all the mistakes. All right, so let me get ready and turn this around. I made it through. Lots of mistakes, but don't know why. I don't know why I was so nervous today. Hard to say. We had a lot in here, but I survived. I did it. So do you guys all have some fun plans this weekend? Hopefully it involves staying inside, although we're supposed to have rain tomorrow, but they've said we're going to have rain several other times. And it's creations in paper, Kim. Everything's creations in paper. It's just easier to do it that way. I've kind of branded it as mine, so I own the domain name and everything, so I just use it for everything. It's just easier. We really need rain, so I hope we get some tomorrow, but I don't know if we're going to or not. It's hard to say, you know. They had rain in the last couple of days and we haven't gotten anything. It's been north of us, east of us, but oh, thanks, Tina. Oh, a Utah holiday yesterday, Kim? What was the holiday? So, oh, do you take him back? Oh, yeah, you take him back tomorrow. Oh, oh, Sharon, I know you are so ready for that Afghan to be done. So I understand. I know where you're headed with that. So it's like you get to a point with a project and it's like, I want it over with and done with. So, oh, Pioneer Day. I forgot about that. I didn't realize it was that time of year for that. So, cherry jam. Ooh, that sounds good, Betty Ann. Did you pick the cherries off of trees that are on your land, or did you have to go get them from somewhere else? Oh, ooh. So you're going to keep him while Ivy's in the hospital, Lynn? Yeah. So, all right, ladies. Well, I'm going to get ready and get off of here. I've got a bunch to get done. Ah, good for you, Tina. I got to call and make one. I have some cards to finish for my blog next week, and I got to make my videos. And so I have a busy day. And sometime I have to get out and get glue dots and my planner refill because my planner's empty, and I went to put Bijou's appointment in there. Oh, so you just bought a bunch of cherries. That's interesting. I didn't know you could do that. Learn something new. All right, ladies. Well, whatever you're doing, have fun. Remember, stay safe. Keep your distance. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. See you on Monday for Lunchtime with Robbie. Bye.